Guys, this is part two of why Forex is so fucking hard. Behaviorist, behavior analyst, behavior scientist, behaviorist explains. I've got two masters, or one in behavior analysis, one in psychology. I've always been interested in human behavior and people, and then I got into trading after the fact. So I really wanted to use what I know about us and see how it can help my trading journey. And I started to realize there's a lot of information around mindset and psychology. Being disciplined will make you a better trader, but I did want to kind of talk about some of the behavioral factors that might be keeping people at bay. Obviously, we're going to talk about your mind, but we're going to focus on what variables make trading difficult. Okay, to start off with, I want you guys to think about Forex as like a live laboratory, basically, for behavior. Mostly it's intermittent reinforcement. That means every now and then you're going to get a win, whether you get a win through bad trading behavior or good trading behavior. And that's a problem, because if every now and then you're getting success and you're putting pedal to the metal, or you're doing bad trades, your brain and your nervous system is going to be rewired to seek out those bad trades when the situation calls for it, or those bad trades look viable when they're actually like D tier setups. Okay, there's a lot of uncertainty tolerance, delayed gratification, probabilistic reasoning. Obviously, it's a probabilities game. Most people don't have that. And emotional self-regulation. There's a lot of things in play with the markets that test all of those factors. From a behavioral perspective, markets are one of the purest naturally occurring variable ratio reinforcement environments. Big word. Basically, it means there's a certain number of times that you enter a trade or execute a trade, and then every now and then you're going to make a win, but there's no fixed number on that. Even though you might feel, yeah, this setup's going to guaranteed work, there's going to be times where you lose, even though your setup looks guaranteed to yourself. Okay, so every now and then, intermittently, basically variable ratio reinforcement and intermittent reinforcement mean the same thing. Every now and then you're going to get a reward, but you don't know when it's going to happen, but you try your hardest. And that's what keeps people going, blowing accounts, holding on to losers. Okay, the distinction between consistent profitable traders and losing traders isn't intelligence or strategy. It's mainly behavioral consistency under uncertainty, right? There's a lot of uncertainty in the market. Our brains aren't wired for uncertainty. Like I said before, when there's dinosaurs and all that stuff around, or in the savannah, we had to know what we were doing. The ones that knew what they were doing or certain with what the environment holds. So, like over there in that grassy land, I know there's a pack of lions, so we're not hunting over there. But those who are like, maybe there's no lions there, they get taken out. To the ones that were certain with where to go and where not to go, in terms of their fight or flight systems and their planning and execution, lived longer. Humans, we thrive on knowing what's going on. In the market, there's no guarantee. You can have more confidence, but there's no guarantee. Emotional regulation under that intermittent reinforcement. So you lose, you win. You lose, you win. You win, you lose, you win. And that means that every time you execute that trade, you're just hoping for that win, and you're hoping not to lose. And you have to kind of remain emotionally regulated within that spiral. Otherwise, you end up pushing and trading like mad, hoping for that win. Think about gamblers that are on slot machines. They don't know when the slot machine's going to pay out. They think they do, but they don't know. So that's why they keep pulling and spending their money, because every now and then they get a payout. And that's what keeps the gambling behavior going. But in the trading market, every now and then you do a trade and you win, you lose, you win, you lose. It's like a slot machine. You then get hooked on expecting that win. Okay. Ability to execute probabilistic systems without reinforcement dependency. So your ability to understand that I have to execute my system and there's a chance it might not work, and I'm not depending on the reinforcement. I'm actually excited just to execute my trade following my process. Like, I'm very excited. This week's been a great week, not because I've made loads of money. It's because I've really refined my approach to my behavioral safeguards to trading, so I don't overtrade. I hit my daily target, I hit my daily loss, I can't do anything till the next day. Prior to that, I used to do those self-imposed guardrails, but people are impulsive. People are very impulsive. Depending on how you grew up, depending on your genetic makeup, depending on your lifestyle and your experiences, if you're somebody that's impulsive, but sometimes you win when you're impulsive, that's going to be harder to not be impulsive, especially when it comes to the markets. So as much as people say be disciplined in this mindset, you need a fucking guardrail that will stop you from taking it too far, even if you try to. And that will force your brain and your body to kind of go, I can't do nothing, let's just move on. And then over a while you get conditioned to that you kind of go, oh shit, I've made my daily target, let's just walk away now. You know, But I have another video on how to set that up. But yeah, that's very important. Obviously, all the other stuff, metacognitive awareness, understanding how you think and feel, inhibition control. If any of you ain't got that already, like I said, I strongly recommend getting like a daily limiter in place. Get some sort of limiter. Download MT5 on your laptop. Go to the MQL5 marketplace, get a trading bot called a Daily Limiter Pro or one of those daily limiter bots that will hook that up to your account and that will stop you from over trading. But you need to have your laptop running for that to work. And that's what I do. From 9 to 5, my laptop's up and running, and any trade I take has to be absolutely nail tight, foolproof. Okay. Dopamine and variable reinforcement. I mentioned to you that the slot machines and people win, lose. You never really know when you're going to win, and you never really know when you're going to lose. But you might think you do, but in reality, the markets, you never actually really know. And this is the same like brain chemistry system that's involved in gambling, social media, gaming. Because on social media, you'll scroll, funny, not funny, funny, not funny, as you're scrolling. Gaming, win, lose. High frequency reward seeking. That's somebody that just spends their whole day trying to get a kick out of anything they do. And not everything you do, you're going to be successful at. Unpredictable rewards produce stronger dopamine responses than predictable rewards. That's why people get so hooked with gambling, because they never know when they're going to get that reward, and when they get it, it's the best feeling ever. Think about back to your childhood when you actually had, if you had a good childhood, think about to your childhood when you actually got a surprise from somebody, like a present or a gift where you weren't expecting, how nice it felt. But it was like a standard sweet or a standard present, but it felt more surreal because it was unexpected. And that's the same with rewards. Same with trading rewards. Okay. So all of this links into slot machine behavior, over trading, revenge trading. It's the same systems. So put it this way, gamblers who can't get off gambling, you over traders won't be able to stop over trading until you put guardrails in. And you revenge traders won't stop revenge trading until you put guardrails in. It's not something you can think yourself out of. And if it was that simple, loads more people will be more profitable. You need to understand who you are and why you suck at trading and what trading behaviors kill your account. Then you got to figure out what factors make those trading behaviors happen more, those bad ones, and then you got to put in a guardrail to prevent that from happening, because you can't trust yourself, and I don't think people should. Okay, random intermittent wins strengthen impulsive behavior. Win, lose, win, lose. Emotional wins reinforce rule breaking. So when you do have a panic and a bad day and you overtrade and over leverage and make back your profits, that's going to build the biggest connection in your brain to say that's your lifeline. That's your lifeline when you're in fight or flight during the markets. And near misses amplify persistence. So let's say you've been waiting all day for your target area or the price to move for your strategy. You just miss it by you distracted, or you weren't busy, or you're busy, and because of that, you're determined to make a win that day, even though you've just missed your opportunity to win that day. That don't make no sense. Okay. So a trader can be rewarded into bad habits, as you mentioned, and this is one of the most important concepts of trading psychology. A trader that violates risk management and wins big is the worst thing ever. So behaviorally, the market just reinforces your emotional impulsivity, and this creates dangerous conditioning. And why? Like I mentioned before, the intermittent schedules create the strongest resistance to extinction. Those who gamble win, loss, win, it's so harder to pull them away unless every machine they go on is a lose. If you went on a gambling machine, let's say you did a trading day where you constantly lost, it'll be the worst feeling ever. But let's say every time you trade and you lose from now and for the next month, you will probably give it up a bit more, or your trading behaviors, you'd want to refine it because they're not working. Uncertainty amplifies dopaminergic activity. Like I mentioned, unexpected rewards are the best thing ever. The anticipation of a win is stronger than the actual win itself. So just you thinking, oh, this is my chance, I'm going to win now, will hook you into a bad setup, and you'd want to see it through. And then you hold on to the loser for longer. You widen your stop. You overtrade, you revenge trade, because you were expecting that win and you felt like you were going to win, and then you lost. Okay, and those are all bad habits. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. There's some studies here to look into. B.F. Skinner, obviously behaviorist, Wolfram Schultz. There's a lot of behavioral psychology in trading through these studies. So I recommend you guys give it a watch when you can. But that's me for the day. I'm going to head out. I've made my trade today. I've had my successful week following my behavioral rules. Now I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my day. I'm not looking at the charts no more. My daily limiter bot is running. So even if I got tempted to look at the charts now, and that was my thing, I'd impulsively check the charts just to see what's going on, and then I'd see an opportunity and try to take it. Then that would start. Then I'd be in drawdown because I lost, and then I have to make that back, and now I'm over trading. But now I've made my win for the morning. I've got my bot in place. I can't trade for the rest of the day. And that's an absolutely amazing feeling. That's the guardrails right there. Okay? Right, guys, this has been the Behavioural Trader. Keep trading, put your guardrails in, stay safe.